Hello and welcome back to Growler Model Painting. Today it's a video on basic basing techniques. So I'm just going to go through all the different ways you can base your models using loads of different materials. So I'm just going to go through what you'll need for the video. So you need a few bases, and then material wise, the best stuff to use. We've got some cork. This comes in sheets. This is nice for making rocks and stuff like that. Got some high density polystyrene, which is also a good alternative for making rocks. Got your sand from Games Workshop. This isn't normal sand, it's actually like modelling sand, it's slightly different. Got kind of grass from Games Workshop. We've got all assortments of grass. Good for finishing touches. We've got some snow. You can actually use bits off your old kits that you don't want anymore, and you can really spruce the bases up. Or you can actually use the sprue itself, like this waste plastic. You can chop this up and use a knife to actually make rocks out of it, which is quite good. And then we've got the various bits of vegetation, stuff like that. You can create like little bushes and stuff on your bases. So I'm going to go through all these different products and show you how you can use them on your bases. Okay, so first base I'm going to show you how to do is a kind of snow base. Now I'm going to do deep snow. If frost and snow is even easier to do, you can just put a little bit of glue and sprinkle a bit of the Games Workshop snow on, but I'm going to show you how to do a more advanced snow base. So to start, I'm going to make a little feature with a bit of cork, and to do this I'm just going to take an old paintbrush, get some PVA glue on, or white glue, and then apply it to the piece of cork. And then we can get this on the base, and this can make a nice little feature for it, put some snow around. Okay, so the next step for your snow base is taking some white paint. I'm going to use Ceramite white because it's got really nice coverage. It's from the new Citadel paint range. You can use any white paint, but I just chose this one because it does cover better than most white. And you just want to paint where you're going to put the snow white. So I'm going to have snow covering the whole base and covering some of the rock in the middle. Don't worry if you go onto the rim of the base because you're going to paint that later anyway. And we'll just need to give this whole area a coat of white. Now that we've painted the base white, we need to take our old paintbrush and some more PVA glue, and we're just going to cover the areas where we actually want to make the snow. So I want to cover most of my base with snow, so just put it on nice and thick over the white paint. I'm just going to do this side for now. What I want to do is get some bicarbonate of soda. Now this is used in baking. You can pick it up from any supermarket or shop. And I've just got some in a container here. And all you need to do is place your base in the bicarbonate of soda and push down nice and firmly so it sticks. As you can see, that gives a nice powdery texture on the base, and it actually looks like real snow. Okay, so now we've got that, I'm going to use some Mourn Mountain Snow texture paint just to finish the base off, and I'm going to put it in this little area at the back that I haven't used the bicarbonate of soda on. So I'm just going to put in this bit here. This is an alternative to actually using the bicarbonate of soda, and I don't think it creates a good of effect, but it is less effort. So if you're interested in what's quicker, this is quicker than the bicarb method. But as you can see, the bicarbonate of soda does look a lot better than the Mourn Mountain Snow texture paint. Okay, so the only thing left to do to finish this off now is paint the rim. So I'm going to use Codex Grey. If you're using the new Citadel paints, the equivalents will be in the description. I'm just going to paint the rim, Codex Grey. I'll probably just need 2 coats because it's quite a thin paint. And hopefully this colour will go well with the snow. It'll be better than just doing it black. Okay, so here is a finished snow base. This is what it could be like. On this side is the bicarbonate of soda, and as I spin it round you can see Games Workshop's Mourn Mountain Snow. I don't like the texture paint as much as the bicarbonate of soda, but that's just personal preference. So that is how you do a snow base, and it would be good for armies like Space Wolves, things like that. The next base I'm going to show you how to do is a jungle base. I haven't seen many people do these, so I'm just going to show you how to do it. I use Stirland Mud texture paint to texturize the base. I don't use sand on this because I want to get like obviously a muddy texture across the whole base, because on top is going to be mainly vegetation. So I've stuck a little bit of cork on the base to start off, just to give it a bit of a rocky feature, and then I'm just going to paint the whole base with Stirland Mud texture paint. You could use brown, but obviously you're just going to not have these little bits of cork in it to texturize it. And this will give a nice base for the vegetation that we can put on later. Okay, so the next step for this jungle base is we're going to dry brush some browns over the top. I'm going to use a medium dry brush. So as you know, with dry brushing you just remove most of the paint off the brush before you apply it, and I'm just going to build up some earthy tones. Don't worry if it's not 100% mess free, because a lot of this is actually going to be covered in vegetation with it being a jungle base. So we'll just build up some earthy colours here. I'm using Bestial Brown from the Games Workshop range. It's nice tone to go over the Stirland Mud. The next brown I'm going to use is Snakebite Leather. So I'm also going to use the same dry brush to apply this. This is a lighter brown. This is just for the edges, to give them a bit of an earthy highlight. So next step, you're going to want to start applying some nice bits of foliage and bushes. So here I've got some green sponge, once again from a hobby shop, and some kind of, I think this is an actual plant, again from hobby shop. And then just going to get with PVA glue on an old brush again, and we're going to apply this where we want to add the foliage. So I'm going to add some right in there. I'm going to add some sponge in there just to create a kind of a bit of bush. And you just push that right into the glue. Add a bit more PVA. I want to add a little tiny bit more of that green bush in there. Just force that down. Now we can start adding some different colours. I'm going to add some of this quite nice plant, just a tiny bit. It does sprawl quite a bit, but it will look cool. Add it around there, and once again just push it into that glue. Don't worry if it comes off the edge like that, you can just get a pair of small scissors or something like that and trim it later. Might actually add a little bit more. Create a dense kind of woodland jungle. This would be quite a cool base if you did the Imperial Guard, I think they're called the Katajan or Katajan, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, I've never done them before, but I do know they're like jungle fighters, so this kind of base would be really cool if you did them. So I'll just finish this off, I'll be back. Okay, so now we just need to finish this off by painting the rim. I'm going to use Calthan brown, which is a quite nice rich brown. I'm just going to go around the rim just to finish this off. Glue's still drying on the vegetation, that's what the white is in there. This kind of base and style would work a lot better with your larger bases, so Terminator size bases, or even maybe bigger than that. The bigger the base, the more foliage you can use. I've been limited to the amount I could use, obviously because of the size of the base. Okay, so here's a little showcase of a finished jungle base. A little bit still drying, but you get the idea. Haven't left much room for a model to go on there, but it doesn't really matter, it's just for demonstration purposes. Might use it as some sort of objective mark or something like that. So there you go, that's how you do your your jungle bases. Okay, so the next base I'm going to show you how to do is a desert base. So once again, I've used some cork and I've just glued that onto the base. Next thing we're going to do is take some of the Games Workshop sand, quite nice sized crystals of it, and then we're going to use some PVA glue and just coat a thin layer all over this base around what we've already done. If you get any over the edges, just wipe your finger around the rim of the base and you'll get rid of all that excess glue. So just get rid of all that. Tidy it up, and then all we're going to do is place this in the sand pot. Remove any excess and we can just let that dry. Next step for your desert base, this has been partially primed, we ran out of spray paint, so I'm going to use Iyanden Darksun from the Citadel range in a base coating brush. Water this down a little bit and I'm just painting the whole area, including the rock, so everything will get painted with this colour. And we'll just let that dry once it's finished. Okay, so next step, I'm going to take a wash brush and I'm going to use some Devlan Mud brown wash. And I'm just going to apply this all over the base. So a bit of water in your brush helps the wash flow a bit better over the surface. I just want to cover this whole area. So we'll just let that dry and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so final step, we're going to use a medium dry brush. I'm going to use Underhive Ash to dry brush this base. So this is one of the new Citadel dry paints. It's really good for dry brushing, obviously. Just going to brush this over all the main areas, especially the rock in the centre. And this gives a nice kind of sandy desert effect over the whole base. Let's get a bit more. So once this is done, all we need to do is add a little bit of dead grass, and we're going to add some paint around the rim just to finish it off. So all we need to do now is go around the rim with a brown paint. I'm going to use Calthan brown. Just go all the way around here with that, just to give it a bit more colour. Complements the desert theme quite nicely. So we want to add a finishing touch to this desert base. I'm going to get a bit of PVA glue and dab it in a specific area like this. And then all we need to do is add some, I'm going to use some dead grass from Games Workshop. It's easier to use a pair of tweezers when doing this. I'm going to drop, don't push the grass on, just drop it on. Don't do any sort of pushing on the glue, just let that fall on top. This will mean that when you remove it, it actually stands up like real grass, and if it's not doing that, all you have to do is give it a really gentle blow. If there's any where you don't actually want it, just get a paintbrush, dry one, and you can just brush that away. So I'm going to gently blow this, and that'll make the grass stand up a little bit. I'll just remove all this stuff I don't want, tidy it up a bit. This will add a nice little feature to the base. Okay, so we'll have all three bases that we've done in this video using a range of different techniques. Obviously we didn't cover all the different techniques, there's just an infinite amount out there, but we just covered all the basic ones. So hope you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Sorry we haven't had many videos up this week, but we will start making some more, and we'll keep them uploaded every few days hopefully. So as again, thanks for watching.